Focus up, gamers. It's your boy the Goods, and we are here for episode number 25. Jesus Christ, the Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, something or other. I don't know. So we need to cross-examine the witness. Here's the thing. I already know what to do. We need to press.
Hold it!
This statement. You mean the color's wrong? Si, senor, I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse. And yet, a piece of green cloth was found at the scene, and it's unmistakably from a balloon. Well, I do not know how that can be.
For the sake of argument, let's say that the green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question.
Why not?
There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park operating from before the Green Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition?
Si, exactamente. As the senor says, it is not from one of my balloons. Clearly, this little ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken.
Excuse me!
Alright, little ragazzo. Is something wrong, Master Gotts?
It's Master Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Armstein!
I'm like skinny now, so I can like fit in the chair so much better, and I'm like slipping and sliding out of it. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear all over Bohemia.
You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. I just realized he has a flame in his fucking hat. You see that shit? If you do not have evidence, ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh? Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments.
Evidence? What is this evidence?
To give a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance, some tangible proof of what you claim.
Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph here.
Good gracious!
What? I had not been up in a balloon for a while, so I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hot ale cellar, the balloon,
And the instantaneous kinesis experiment. Did you take a picture of that?
Yeah, one picture.
Really? You did take one?
But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph?
Of course, and then you will see. You will see that I am not lying. That I really did see a green balloon.
Well, I see you are all too shocked to speak.
Yes, I think shocked is indeed the word, young man.
Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it was a green balloon from this photograph, but that is not my fault! That is the fault of the stupid person who made the camera!
That is one very bohemian sounding cry. Oh wait, he's more like...
Very well. This court will accept this photograph as evidence.
It's not my fault. It's the fault of the person who made the camera.
Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph?
Well, it was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang, and a hot wind rushed over my face.
That means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred.
Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. I could not give the flying fig.
Lovely language you've picked up. Okay, so present the photograph on statement 2. So can I look at this photograph again, like in detail? There's nobody in it. So there's a empty. What the fuck? That's crazy. He is indeed the only one there that I can see. But he's not. He hasn't stabbed him. That's so weird. All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. Okay, yeah, so that's then when you say, objection! That couldn't have been your balloon then. Unfortunately, the photograph Mr. Gotts took can't tell us the color of the balloon, but it can tell us something else. Something crucially important.
What?
It shows that the pictured balloon wasn't carrying any passengers.
Ah, my goodness, you're right. But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. There would be no sense in it otherwise. See, they are for pleasure, for seeing the view. My balloons only fly with passengers.
Which tells us that the pictured balloon isn't one of them! So when the incident occurred that day, there was a 4th balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage! The mysterious green balloon!
I know nothing! Niente! I can only tell you one thing! If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine!
Objection!
We knew that.
There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing.
The competition trying to steal my profits! I did not notice because one of the experimento that went wrong on the stage.
This 4th balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Osmond was beamed from the stage below.
Right, so them scraps to fill on the ground after and left them scorch marks. They didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of balloon raining down. But because no one was in it, it didn't get no attention.
A mysterious 4th balloon carrying no passengers silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. Clearly it has nothing to do with the case.
Its relevance does elude me, I must say.
The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. Ooh, let her in there with her 100 years of corn. No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it?
Objection!
I was wondering about that white line, by the way. That's what we have to point out. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait! Please don't give your decisions yet! The photograph from Mr. Gotts, the Master Gotts, may well be hiding one more vital clue.
Alright.
Objection!
We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now, so tell the court! What exactly is this alleged clues?
The cause of the explosion. We can reasonably assume that the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right! Yeah, it was not my fault! Evidently, because the birdcage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
No, that's not what happened.
What?
It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense, you will highlight the location of this clue.
Of course, my lord. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. It would show his link to another piece of evidence we have. In a way, it leads to an undeniable conclusion. It's the
Take that!
fucking beam flight. The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon.
Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on film.
I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort.
If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is.
Goodness, what is that?
Undeniably some flash of light, yes. Oh golly, do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a fall today.
I believe we may be looking at fire.
About 5 inch dive balloon for an hour.
Indeed, even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. My word! Are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon?
Objection!
That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Objection. You're stupid. Oh, so I need to go into the court record real quick, actually, and look at the mysterious contraption. And I need to examine the lever, I thought. That lever. What the? What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun. I think it's probably used for the same thing too. It's a crossbow. We'll need that in a second here. Actually, it's my opinion that a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals exactly what did happen.
What evidence?
If such evidence exists, Counsel, then for goodness sakes, present it! The fucking crossbow!
This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene.
Good lord! Is that a crossbow?
An arrow dipped in oil inside a light could have been shot from this weapon, sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon.
Are you suggesting that crossbow was used to deliberately? Blimey, you're right! A streak of light in the photo does look like an arrow, doesn't it?
Then the explosion of the balloon, it was...
Very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside it.
No!
Order! Order! Counsel, this is extraordinary supposition!
If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question.
The noise of the discharge, of course.
That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently.
Well, yeah, if someone had shot a gun off for the exhibition grounds, it would have caused a real panic.
But with the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway, no? I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but something feels wrong.
Objection!
You understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nibanese friend.
If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then it obviously would have exploded, and if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued...
What? Wait a minute, what are you really saying here? I don't get it. What, was the birdcage pinked up in the sky after all, or what?
My goodness me!
Now I understand. That's what this sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did I just hear that correctly, Counsel?
There's no going back now. The horse is bolted. Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On the stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage and the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. I think you'd all agree it's entirely plausible that what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day.
Good grief!
Objection!
This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's child's play. A contemptible display of stage magic.
Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said the experiment was a scientific impossibility, in which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day.
And in any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the Crystal Tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that?
If I may put in a word as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception. Juror number 3. All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looks very similar to the victim, Mr. Osmond. And having this other man appear on stage to front the shoe is a body double. Oh, the fucking wax! Yes, of course. So in fact, Mr. Osmond must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the 4 winds when it exploded. No one would have even ever embarked on such a risky venture.
Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would very much depend on the mixture ratio.
Juror number 4.
Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered.
The mixture ratio?
Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible.
So everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear the instant kinesis had occurred.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Osmond, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time. Okay. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Lord Van Zieks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrained is a suspect now. Who is that? Who is that?
Hold it! Mr. Naruodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
Professor?
But you can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please.
Sorry?
What's this about, Mr. Harebrain?
I, Albert Harebrain, hereby confess. That it was me who stabbed Mr. Odie Osmond! Yes, it was me with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver!
Whoa. What are you doing?!
Order! Defendant, explain this sudden confession.
Objection! Professor Harebrain, what are you talking about?!
It's what I've said all along! I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine! You stand there and claim it was all a trick, an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No, you'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would be all over! My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it!
It's clear that you drew up the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were
Baroque!
Yes.
I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it! So please, ensure the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act is adhered to and protect my creation!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice at this critical juncture. Here's to my learned Nibanese friend. And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in light of the accused's confession. Do you intend to formally assert the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder, any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved.
Well, counsel, what is the defense's official position on this matter?
Professor Harebrain, my client, actually asked of me was to prove the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust.
You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend? Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind?
Alright, okay, alright. You can knock off the racism.
Mr. Naruhodo!
There's no escape here. I have to make a choice. But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something, but what? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do this one. Is what the wall says and back. It doesn't matter.
Ugh! No, I can't say it! My client placed his faith in me. I can't just let him down!
What must I give up on? It's not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? Oh.
Hello again, Mr. Naruhodo. It's been far too long.
SUSATO-san! But what are you—
Hiya!
Ah! My first SUSATO takedown in 6 months.
There'll be time to talk later, Mr. Naruhodo. For now, we must concentrate on the task at hand.
Which is working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Professor Harebrain!
Ah! Yes?
Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too.
Yes, of course.
And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Osmond. I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must both pursue now.
So, you finally opened your eyes.
What?
And as for you, Albert, you can't ignore something.
What did he say? Hold on, that's actually important.
You can't ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say?
Pero—
Lord Van Zeeks.
Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before.
in truth, there is one thing. Something I've remembered that's of relevance.
What?
On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding that crossbow.
I beg your pardon? Pretty big fucking deal, man.
Professor! Did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like?
Tall, taller than me, and thin, thinner than me, with straight hair, straighter and whiter than mine. Let me see. One less lens than me too, a monocle, or rather stylish black monocle. But one thing in particular will help positively identify this man. You see, I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention.
What?
He built the machine?
That's right. Mr. Osmond introduced me to him to me a year ago. He's a man by the name of Enoch Drebber.
Enoch!
Drebber!
Does this name mean something? Members of the jury seem flustered.
Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That man's an abomination.
Not a name any conjurer wishes to hear either.
Who on earth is he? I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of this nature that I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously, these rascals after the government's research grant money.
When magicians are in need of money, I've heard of them resorted to these underhand tactics.
Some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before.
The man is both an engineer and a magician. Yes, we're dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster here. There's Enoch Drebber for you.
Shit. We're in trouble now. We're in big trouble now.
So it's true then. My invention, my great machine. It was just a grand illusion.
Considering what we just heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say it sounds increasingly likely.
Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume.
I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis.
I click the button.
Obviously, I didn't want that to happen, but at the same time, I knew that it was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a work of deception, than everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified at the prospect.
So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built, and the true nature of Mr. Drebber.
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
It's entirely possible that Mr. Osmond and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money.
When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Drebber had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't want to know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore.
Damn.
Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention for the protection afforded by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act?
Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry.
Well, that was a waste of fucking time.
It would appear that we shall have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Van Zeeks,
My lord.
the court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in this matter is critical.
Yes, Mr. Drebber.
Gather information about the man if possible. I should like him served with a subpoena.
With pleasure, my lord.
Now, counsel for the defense.
Yes, my lord.
When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you. Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused.
I understand.
Good. In that case, this court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
Alright. Let's go. Ugh, I'm tired.
Mr. Naruhodo!
Yes?
I'm so sorry! I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess. Oh, how did it ever come to this? I'm so sorry!
Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean? But what he was really constructing?
Naturally! That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, of all my hopes and dreams. I had complete faith in it.
Alright, in that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands, so we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow.
Thank you for doing so much for me.
He literally, like, we could have been done with this shit, I think.
I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo.
Arriving late?
Didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I'd arrive.
Postcard? What postcard?
I hid it from you, Runa, so it would be a surprise. Well, it didn't work.
I was surprised, alright, especially when she threw me to the ground.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out.
Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in the future, like kissing.
Susie's train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see.
How old is Naruhodo, I wonder? How old am I? Am I not here? She's 16. How old am I? Probably the same age, right? Odie Osmo is 47. Probably his own life. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
We made the coachman really whip the horses hard. So she didn't miss this whole trial. I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh!
Having you at my side in court gives me the strength I need to win. So, I'm delighted to see you back in London.
Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I can continue to be of service to you.
Of course. So, what's brought you back? Did Professor Miko Tobo not protest?
Let's save all that conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever for this special occasion. Oh, Iris, how wonderful! I can't wait!
Alright. Good shit. Susato-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time. But despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. God, this investigation is gonna take fucking forever. It's like, you know, I'm looking at the fucking, like, thing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus. This is gonna take fucking forever. Oh my god. It's gonna be like 4 episodes of fucking investigation. I might as well at least get some of it done now. You know what I mean? But for now, I need to end the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.